Hello.
Hello.
I'm Caitlin Powell.
And I'm Kate Butch.
And this is Queers Gone By, the show we talk about nostalgic film, TV, and snacks, and try to work out if that's what made us queer.
And today,
I think I found this one very nostalgic.
I don't know if I thought I had seen this, and I was watching it, and I was like, none of this bears any resemblance to any of my memories. I think I might have confused it with St. Trinian's.
I was going to say, it's identical to St. Trinian's and also Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging.
I think I may have just, blended them all
it's
together.
It's the same film. When
does Emma Roberts dress up as an olive? She doesn't.
She could never. Wait, who's that actress?
No idea.
She could be a wild child, but Emma Roberts could never be an olive.
It is, of course, Wild Child.
Wild Child!
2008
yes.
Classic.
Yes.
Before we get into it, we probably should clarify that we are indulging in a nostalgic beverage. Certainly nostalgic for me because I was raised wrong. Caitlin and I go for a gin and tonic. We're recording in the evening for the first time in weeks, months, years. So
we thought we'd have a bit of fun. Yeah.
This is going to go on and on because listeners, see it's gone already. Listeners, I have 3 pages of notes and I've written well small.
Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck is...
Are you alright?
There's a really weird noise outside my window.
Oh, it's a murderer.
Okay, let's just hope that it's not getting picked up by the audio. Oh well.
Well, we'll see. You've mentioned it now, so listeners.
And you won't be cutting it out.
No, absolutely. Because I can't work the software.
So this is an iconic film. It's Emma Roberts playing a bitchy teenager. What? Her? Surely not. She's got the range.
Emma, bite your boyfriend's face, Roberts.
What?
So she was going out with Evan Peters off American Horror Story.
They were they engaged? They stopped.
Yeah,
they ended it. Yeah.
Did they not get back together again?
Oh, probably.
The
I
Humpty
remember this
Dumpty of
now. They are a
relationships.
mess, aren't they?
Yes, and she bit either his nose or his ear and got arrested for it.
Why?
Because they were in a fight.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
She's pregnant. Oh, that's something I saw.
Is she?
20 hours ago, it was being reported that she's pregnant. You know when you search someone's name, it's like the latest news stories on them.
Fuck.
Yeah, she's pregnant. She's pregnant. Is that a meme people know?
I hope so. Prangat. She's also in Unfabulous. Do you remember Unfabulous?
Not really, but I assume it's the same thing as this
Unfabulous
film.
is phenomenal, but she plays like an awkward teenager.
Awkward bitchy teenager. Wow.
She's not
Stretching
super
herself there.
I mean, every season of American Horror Story, you're like, is she going to play a spoiled blonde girl? Yes, she is.
I hate Coven because of her.
Wow.
No, that's unfair. It's because it's badly written and not as good as it thinks it is.
I mean, that's every season. That's everything Ryan Murphy does.
I do like Asylum, and I thought Roanoke was pretty good. I don't know. We can talk about this another time. It's not really relevant.
We can do an episode on American Horror Story for... No, we won't do that. What a horrible idea. No. Emma Roberts, niece of Julia Roberts, is...
Oh!
Yeah.
That's why they're identical! I was going to have another rant about how all actresses look the same, but that makes sense.
They're literally related.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. She's sleeping at the start of a film.
Yeah.
And she wakes up and she goes, shit. And then we get a burst of Rihanna's seminal classic, Shut Up and Drive.
Oh, this is a throwback. This song in itself, amazing.
And then after 3 seconds, she snatches the headphones out of her sister's ears and is like, less of that. I was like, could you not afford the rights?
More of that, please. More of it, please. She's also taken the time, she's taken the time to cut out and illustrate a picture of a bomb going off and put it on her calendar.
She's a big fan of a collage, is Emma.
I bullet journal and I thought this was excessive. Although actually, illustrating the arrival of someone you hate onto your calendar is very me.
That's very you. It's because her dad's new girlfriend is moving in, Rosemary.
Yes. Who we never meet.
No, we
She's
don't.
probably charming.
I bet she is. Good for you, Rosemary. And the removal van arrives with all of the stuff, and Emma, I'm going to call her Emma for the whole thing.
Oh, yes, Poppy. Poppy is her name.
Yes. Poppy more. Poppy less, please. And she goes, help yourself. It's a Malibu welcome. Or whatever.
This child is so she was 17 when she filmed this. Well, she's probably 16 when she filmed it, but it came out when she was 17. Why does she look like she could adopt me now? She looks so old. Like, she looks like she has her life put together. I don't get it. Although we learn that she actually doesn't, and she's quite sensitive and sad. Anyway.
Spoiler alert. The whole onus of the movie. And then she gets confused by an infinity pool and literally leaps off a cliff.
It's brilliant.
I'm like, you live here. How do you not know that the pool ends?
I think she does it on purpose. I think she's being like, look how cool I am.
Okay,
maybe.
I see.
Because she jumps with all her, like... It wouldn't really work to jump with her new stepmom's, like, clothes into a pool, because then they could just fish it out. I think the point is she's like, haha, you can't get your stuff, fuck you. And then her dad shows up, and I have so much time for her dad, because he arrives, and he's like, Poppy Moore! Excuse me, could you just leave? If you can go home, that'd be better. Poppy Moore, you have taken it once! Excuse me, sorry, pardon me. Because there's, like, a gaggle of children in his home.
There are so many children. Welcome to Malibu, biatch.
Yeah.
First instance of biatch. Take a drink every time she says biatch. You'll be dead by the end.
Yeah. Or someone else says biatch and it's supposed to be a big moment or character building thing.
It's a motif.
Yes.
And the dad says, this is the final straw. You're going to England. And I'm like, that is, to be fair, a punishment.
Yeah. And then she's like, you think just because Mom went to boarding school in England it's going to magically straighten me out? And I'm like, well, she really doesn't need an A-level in exposition because she's an expert there, isn't she?
Dead mom, she's got a very dead mom.
She does.
She's very much like, my mum's dead? Yes. Dead mum? She's dead. You know my mum? Yes. She's dead. I'm like, we get it, Emma. And then...
Yes.
When she mentions it later, like, sad music plays, like it's the first time that the mum's dead. I'm like, no, we know this.
Yeah.
Dickhead.
Yeah.
She goes on the
website.
Meet
Shitty friend.
Shitty friend Ruby. Dickhead.
Yes, who's definitely auditioned to be every bully in every Disney show and hasn't quite got it, so this is her big moment. She's
Everyone
having such a
else
great time.
was ill. They couldn't make it. They were booked and blessed. They're like, we just need someone to be a bitch.
Brenda, Ashley, they're all taken.
Here comes Ruby.
And fucking, I don't know, Caitlin or something comes up.
That is your name, but without a vowel. Consonant. I've had a gin. Help me.
Yeah, it also is spelled
Kailyn.
Kailyn.
So, bitchy friend Ruby, played by Kailyn, and Emma Roberts go on the website of this boarding school that she's meant to be going to. And they're like, this dump looks absolutely horrendous. If I went here, I would throw myself back off that cliff. This is the worst place. It's made of bricks. I'm like, what were you expecting? It looks really nice.
It's like a palace.
You should see my school.
This film is very much boarding school propaganda, and I won't stand for it. But at the same time, I love it, and I would want to go here as a school. It's beautiful. It's stunning.
I wish I'd gone to boarding. I think I would have been very successful at boarding school.
I think you would have been either too successful or wildly unsuccessful.
Are we talking about the same level, the same kind of success?
Yeah.
Success.
Yeah. I also think her delivery in this scene is fucking incredible because she's like trying to be like, I'm so disgusted by everything I'm reading about this school. So at one point she's like, it's a boarding school for girls aged between 11 and 17. I was like, Emma, please. Emma, you must have had direction in this scene.
I don't think anybody directed this film.
They Roberts loose in England and filmed The Consequences.
And then we cut to her arriving at the school.
Yes.
And we're greeted by the late, great Natasha Richardson.
Natasha Richardson, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
You surprised I know who that is?
No, I think everyone should know who...
Yeah.
Listeners, you know who Natasha Richardson is, don't you?
Yeah, please. It just seems like the kind of... Like, when I was watching the film, I was like, oh, it's Natasha Richardson. Hang on. I know that's Natasha Richardson. My knowledge of actresses is definitely a very small percentage of, like, middle-aged, very well-spoken English actresses. That's the ones I know.
I see. She's in the Redgrave dynasty, which I didn't know.
Yeah. She's also...
Googled her.
Wait.
I feel like Natasha Richardson has not yet reached Kirsty MacColl levels.
But did she also die on a boat?
She died on a skiing trip.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Leisure activities.
Just don't do sports. That's what we've learned.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, this, like, you know our theory that all female teachers are queer?
Yes.
She is very much the Miss Honey of the piece.
Yeah, the theory holds up.
Yeah. She's like she's got a son, but there's never a dad mentioned.
No,
is there?
she's a missus, but, like, that's a technicality.
Yeah.
She's got zingers coming out the wazoo.
Yeah. My favourite one, because she winds down. Well, she knocks on the door. Poppy Emma winds down the window. Is like, you just listen here. And she's like, negotiation is like a nightclub, not something I tend to enter into. I'm like, yes, bitch. Ba-dum.
I love it.
I love her so much.
And then she meets Kate, great name.
Yes.
Who was in Hebburn. Do you remember Hebburn, the TV series with Chris Ramsey?
Heaven?
Hebburn.
Oh,
It's set in the
I don't know
northeast. No, it was a good time.
Lovely.
It was a good time.
Okay.
It had Gina McKeon, who's an absolute queen. And then Harriet, as well, we meet, who's the head girl.
Bitchy girl who shoots.
Yeah, she's got pheasants.
Yeah. I also love that they're writing these characters as no one has ever spoken. So Kate greets her by being like, "How do you do?" And I'm like, no one would do that.
She says "salve," and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
You're a cunt. We get it.
Yeah.
She goes.
They really tried.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she is a cunt, but like they laying it on with a trowel.
I mean, I think like when the character description was given out at the audition, it just said villain.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no nuance. I mean, I wasn't expecting there to be nuance. It's a teen rom-com from 2008. But I'm here for it.
I also think they've gone, this white girl isn't skinny and pointy like all our other actresses. She will do. Like, she's slightly unconventionally attractive, but still a very attractive woman, and they're like, nah, villain.
She says to Poppy, she says, "You shake the head girl's hand out of respect." And Poppy goes, "When the head girl has earned my respect, then I'll shake her hand, biatch." And I was like, yes, meritocracy queen, Emma Roberts.
Yes.
We love to see
This
it.
also reads a bit like the start of a fanfic, but I'll let it slide.
And then Harry goes, "I'm sorry." And she goes, "Apology accepted." Which,
Yes!
I'm having that. I'm stealing
Classic
that.
joke. Yeah.
It's like the one where when you ask someone a question and you go, "I'm sorry," and they repeat and you go, "No, I heard you, I'm just sorry."
Ooh.
For all our listeners, straight people eat that shit up. They can't fucking
do
believe
they?
it. They think you've written it. It's a great time. I heard it
Straight
on Disney's
people-
Jungle Cruise.
They love a bit of wordplay, don't they? Even the most basic wordplay, they're like, yes, queen! But it's a pun. It's fine.
Can I tell you about the best pun I ever made in my life? And I made it up in 2 seconds of my life. It was a great time.
Yeah, go for it.
So I can say it now, it's this Little Mermaid cocktail experience. It's a fun time. One of my characters is the Sea Witch.
Yes.
She's not called that word for legal reasons.
Is she purple?
No, for legal reasons. There's ultraviolet light though, so it's a little bit of there's a purple theme.
Nice.
And there's a bit where I ask someone what drink they want, and they said, "Oh, I want a cocktail," and I was like, "A cocktail? Well, the mermaid wants to give one of those up in the pursuit of the other."
Oh, that's very good.
And I thought of it in 3 seconds. Less than.
I hope it brought the house down.
Oh, it fucking did.
Yeah. That's amazing. I will say, if you did that, I would assume you'd written it like weeks ago and had it in your little Rolodex. No. That's very good. I enjoy that. Very good.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Anyway, back to this film.
Yeah.
Florence and the Machine arrive audibly.
What?
Kiss with a fist.
Oh! I thought you were saying one of them looks like Florence and the Machine. I was like, I fucking missed that.
No, the
sound. Pay more attention.
The soundtrack of this film. I mean, we kick it off great with Shut Up and Drive.
Yeah. It's exquisite. So good.
You hit me once, I hit you back. You gave a kick, I gave a slap, I smashed a plate over your... Why is she from Oliver? Is that how she sings?
She's definitely from South London, but like posh South London.
She's not considering herself.
Her mum's like an academic of some sort. Like she teaches at a London university.
I don't know why I had it in my head that her mum was Mary Portas, but
What, the redhead bitch who goes around shops and goes, this won't fucking work?
Yes.
Ah.
It's the hair.
Yeah, it is the hair.
It's very much the hair. Even though Mary Portas is Florence a full lesbian.
I assume Florence Welch just like sprung from a pre-Raphaelite painting, you know?
Oh yes, with poofy sleeves.
Yes.
She is that Ophelia going down the river painting, isn't she?
Yeah. Well, something I learned because I'm teaching my A-level students. Wait, I'm not a teacher, like as in tutoring. About pre-Raphaelite stuff. And one thing I learned is the pre-Raphaelites are super religious, but all their models are based on like 3 women. They were all fucking.
Love that for them.
I love that for them, but also stop moralising about women, innit? That's why they're all identical.
And that's why they set fire to their bed. It's a lyric in the song.
Fucking hell. Bringing it back. Bringing it in.
And Poppy realises that she has to now share a room. And...
The shock, the horror.
Hand sanitizer trailblazer, Emma Roberts.
Yes! She squirts it all over the place. I knew that would make you laugh. As it came out of my mouth, I'm like... I know who will enjoy this.
And
then we meet...
Drippy.
Queen Shirley Henderson. Oh. This film is just the only actresses I know in a film.
Hold your bloody horses, Caitlin, because the line of dialogue that made me fall in love with this film.
Okay.
Jesus Christe, you have to try a wagon wheel. The podcast.
It is. Have we had a wagon wheel? No, they're not vegan.
No, they're not even vegetarian. They've got marshmallow in.
Well, I'd probably eat a marshmallow.
All right.
Wait, I don't really eat marshmallows, so I think
we'll discuss dietary morals in a bit.
Will we? Oh,
we bloody will.
I see. Oh God, have you got notes?
Drippy, who is
again. What have I said about posh girls and golden retriever names? Drippy.
Drippy Williams. Finty Williams.
Drippy Williams.
Why is there no one here called Finty?
Probably are. They're in the background.
And Emma gets out her blast from the past iPhone 2.
Yeah, it's.
I never had one, but I knew someone who did, and they were the coolest person I knew.
Yeah, I don't think I got an iPhone until way down in the numbers.
I got an iPhone 4 in year 10. I think that's what I got.
Oh, actually, was there like a 4? I can't
4S.
remember.
I got a 4S because I was like,
4S.
I'm going to have Siri and I'm going to be cooler than all of you, and then never fucking used Siri.
I haven't used Siri once in my life, I don't think.
I'm sure it helps if you're, like, disabled.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying get rid of her, I'm just saying...
But no, I have never... And then it keeps turning up. If you say something that sounds like history, it'll mishear you.
Oh, okay. There are some people who are obsessed with being like, "Hey Siri," like you're like, "Oh, I wonder, I don't know what Emma Roberts is doing," and they'll be like, "Hey Siri," and I'm like, "No, I didn't mean like that. I didn't want you to do this for me." And then we'll just spend about 5 minutes with you going, "Thanks Siri, thanks Siri, shut up Siri, thanks Siri." It just no, not for me.
Have you set off yet? Have you check your phone? Because if this recording is corrupted because of you asking you.
No, I'm on mere airplane mode.
You're still there, okay. I have, in the same room as me, I've got an Alexa. I don't want to say her name too loudly in case she turns up, but I get her to play.
Up? He just appears behind you like,
"Hiya, what do you want?" I get her to play Magic at the Musicals, which is the best not sponsored, but the best radio station I've ever heard. But I think either her or the internet has a problem, or the station itself has a problem, where at the end of each song she just shuts down.
Me listening to Chromatica. Time to power down. Need a rest or a nap or something.
So, Emma Roberts' trunk gets all wet. She needs to save a San Pellegrino. And then...
Yes. Enter.
Paving stone icon. Shirley Henderson.
She has an Olivier.
I saw her win it.
Did you?
I went to the Olivier's. I sat in the back row.
Amazing.
And
Does she have that voice? In real life?
I think she is Scottish.
Yeah, I know she's Scottish, but is it as like... I always assume she talks like Moaning Myrtle or this character, or...
Yeah, it's a very interesting voice.
Yeah. Do you think she has back pain from carrying this entire film? I love her so much. She's having so much fun.
She is. She needs to be in it more.
Yeah. Everything that's said to her, she makes little puppy noises. Like, not actually imitating a puppy, but just someone say... What's the character's name?
She's called Matron.
Matron. So we'll be like, Matron, and she'll be like...
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Just little noises. I love it. She's brilliant.
She could, like, simultaneously play a 12-year-old and a 65-year-old.
Absolutely. I think that's what she's doing here.
Because, like, she was Moaning Myrtle when she was, 30? After she'd played Bridget Jones's bitchy best friend.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
Yeah, she's brilliant.
The talent jumped out. And she says to Emma Roberts, who's been a dickhead, she's like, "No mufti for a week." And Emma Roberts goes, "Mufti may be your thing, but it ain't mine."
Oh my god, I hadn't even clocked that joke!
Did you call it mufti in school?
I think some people did.
Because not down Buxton Community School. Emma Roberts, if you are going to remake this film, you come down to Buxton Community School because you will have a terrible time.
Shit beaten out you.
You will. You bloody will.
Yeah. I think we mainly just use the word like regular home clothes.
Ours is dress your best.
Oh,
I rarely dressed my best. Looking back on it, it was far from my best.
20%.
Just wear your own clothes.
Yeah.
I preferred school uniform.
The stress on the day.
Yeah.
Oh, very stressful. Very, very stressful.
Yeah. Then you have to give £1 to someone that you didn't know.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's a charity.
Do I want to get into this? I've had a gin.
Please don't rant about charities.
No, obviously, supporting charity is a great thing. Lovely time.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But people in other countries, in like Germany, for example, they have nothing like Children in Need or Red Nose Day because their government
there's a massive problem with the fact that our society would rather say, "Oh, we did this small charity thing," rather than, "We'll pay slightly more taxes and our government will use them properly to help the people in need." Yeah, I agree with that. But also, give £1.
I will give £1, and I will get a comedy nose.
Oh, I don't think I have. Oh wait, you had to pay. I don't remember. Probably got a nose.
I liked Red Nose, but it's a lot of wasteful plastic, isn't it?
It is. I hadn't even thought of that. think of a fish.
I often do. You know what else just £1 can get you?
Access to the Quiz Gone by Patreon.
Now, Patreon is a platform where you can support our independent podcast and get great rewards in the process.
Rewards like early access, bonus episodes, sneak peeks, and even nostalgic snacks. And it all starts from just £1 a month.
You don't even have to wear mufti, or whatever that is. We'd also like We'd also like to give a shout out to our patrons on our TRACY tier.
Cole Scahill,
Sofia Hole,
Lia Maro,
Laura Kenny,
Ed Colley,
and nothing is certain except Beth and taxes. If you'd like to join these wonderful people in supporting our podcast and sign up for membership from just £1 a month, visit patreon.com/queers.
That's patreon.com/QUEERS.
Anyway, we then discover that the director of photography of this film has a foot fetish.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many shots of feet in this next 10 minutes.
Yeah. Feet and heels as well. Which is a thing.
Oh.
We also find out that apparently Poppy brought a whole sewing kit.
She did!
To school. She altered and it's not like she just cut up her clothes. Everywhere you look, there's a hem.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere. There's a hem there, there's a hem there. She altered her clothes.
She looks
just
fabulous.
She looks incredible. Also, that big fat fucking tie and that really thick belt, way too high on her waist. Classic, like, mid-2000s.
And then we get to lunchtime.
Yeah.
She makes a joke about a massive hoo-ha, which I thought was hilarious.
Wait, don't they? Oh, yeah, but also, can I just draw your attention to an incredible line? When they're walking through and being like, oh, you shouldn't have altered your clothes. Oh, Poppy, you bad girl. Kate says, if she's listing off the list of rules, and she goes, if you have a problem with someone, no random bitching, structure your point. I'm like, how is this monitored? Also, I'm going to use that if someone's being, like, just stupid, I'm going to be like, no random bitching, structure your point.
Remember that.
Such a cunt.
I'm going to remember this. I'm going to bring it up later. We get a quick glimpse of Freddie. Played by...
Alex Pettyfer.
Oh, absolute hunk, Alex Pettyfer.
Can I ask I hope it's not a rude question to Mr. Alex Pettyfer. Did this film destroy his career?
No!
Because I don't remember him doing anything afterwards.
He was in Stormbreaker, which, if you were
that was before, wasn't it?
He was in Magic Mike. He was in Beastly with Vanessa Hudgens, enemy of the pod.
Oh, you mean, like, arguably the worst film ever?
Yes. Was he in I Am Number 4? With
what's that?
Friend of the pod, Diana Agron.
Who is that?
Quinn Fabray. Thank you very much, madam. If you ask me who Quinn Fabray... Oh, for fuck's sake.
Queen's Fabray.
Quinn Fabray.
Quinn Fabray?
The iconic...
You don't have to give me more.
Get in a car accident and then 2 episodes later you danced at the prom, Queen of Glee.
Oh. Well, we know I don't know Glee.
Oh, but we're working on it. We're getting you there. Patreon.
Yeah. 1 episode at a time.
It's a thing where he's like an alien and someone's trying to kill him, I think. I think he's in that.
Okay.
He's not done anything good.
Spectacular.
Magic Mike, I mean, big fan of that film.
So what he's done, I went on his wiki, what he's done is he's expanded from actor to actor and model. Which I think tells you all you need to know.
Sensible.
Yes.
Yes.
Showing your pretty face, Alex.
And then Emma won't eat the food that she's given because, I quote, I wrote it down because I was livid. She said, I'm a pescatarian Monday through Wednesday, I'm a fruitarian Thursday through Sunday, and I'm vegetarian always. And I was like, well...
Make it make sense.
Not Monday to Wednesday.
Yeah.
You're eating fish, babes.
Yeah.
Wrong. Also, what's a fruitarian? Is that just eating fruit?
I believe so.
Eating
like
gays.
Phoebe, the banana girl. Do you remember her?
Banana girl?
Freely the Banana Girl. She was a YouTuber who was like basically telling people that all you need to eat a day is like 8 bananas and you'll be fine. She was awful. Yeah, bold. Wow. Bold!
Speaking of YouTube, have you seen Who's Back?
Back again? Who?
Oh my god. Masks. Oh my god, masks. Do you remember? Oh my god, shoes.
Oh, no.
Shoes.
What's this?
Oh my god, shoes. Do you not remember shoes? From like 2007? Shoes. And like, let me borrow that top, bitch. Let me borrow that top.
I don't remember this at all.
Under pressure in the studio, and I've had a gin, so I can't remember her name. Kelly! Her name's Kelly.
Okay.
And
I don't remember her at all.
I think she was a man in a wig. Who amongst us? Yeah. Certainly not me. Neither a man nor am I wearing a wig at this very moment in time. Kelly was a comedy creation on the YouTube who's just come back out of obscurity and retirement from 2007.
Wow.
And is now telling people to put on a mask.
Oh, that's nice. Good for her.
Oh my god, masks.
In the same vein, do you remember? Oh, that's going straight in my basket. Do you remember that?
Yes. A blueprint for gays everywhere.
Yeah. Do you want me to blow your mind? He's straight. Yeah.
I'd like my adolescence back, please.
Yeah, right? Like, because I remembered it out of nowhere the other week, and so I was like, oh, who's this guy? And I was like, who was this guy? Let me search him. Maybe he's on Broadway. He's not on Broadway.
No one's on Broadway. That's upsetting.
It's really upsetting, isn't it? Yeah.
But very talented acting. I mean, I have said, I think on this podcast, that I don't think straight people should play gay people, but I'll make an exception.
He has a pass, okay. Oh, going straight in my basket.
Oh, Princess Disney. Oh, big thick sausage. Going straight in my basket. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Wordplay.
You can tell I think, in retrospect, you can tell he's straight because he goes, oh, it's going straight in my basket, and then looks around like, aren't I doing well at pretending I'm the gay man? Like, it's very, you know. Yeah.
That's very disappointing.
It is, isn't it? But anyway. Let's
Speaking
move
of
on. This is long enough.
Disappointing. This film. Harriet she breaks it down for Poppy, and she tells her the hierarchy. Teachers, prefects, scholars, dogs, vermin, Americans. And...
Currently, I certainly won't be arguing.
Your sky's on fire, babes.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And then Jason Watkins arrives.
Who?
Jason Watkins. He's in everything now.
Is he the French teacher?
Yes.
What was this fancy French class? We never had this shit.
Why have they got headphones?
They've got headphones, they've got little, like, mini dividers on all their tables. It's very fancy. We just had, like, a textbook.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do French, but I did German, and it consisted of my teacher just standing at the front saying something in what was, to me, nonsense. And then going, richtig oder falsch?
Yes, richtig oder falsch.
Richtig oder falsch. I'm like, I've got... the odds are actually quite good here. It's 50-50.
Yeah. Also in German for most of it, like, it's just words shoved together and you can work out what's happening. I'm learning French... No,
English,
learning German at the moment. Yeah,
with a full
but
mouth.
Longer.
Yeah.
More of it. More spit.
Throatier.
Yes. I'm learning
French,
German at the moment on Duolingo.
Oh.
And my favourite phrase I've had to learn, I can't remember what the German is for it, but it translates to, no, these are our wives.
9.
Can't wait to go to Germany and cause a ruckus.
No.
9. Dieses...
What is wives?
Unsere Frau?
Frau? Okay.
I think it's woman. That's our woman.
I remember, all I mainly remember is, ich habe blonde Haare und blaue Augen.
Blaue Augen.
Blaue Augen. And then, in German in year 8, year 8, no, year 7, At the end of Joan in year 7, because I don't know if it was compulsory anymore, we just watched the World Cup.
Were Germany playing?
I assume so, but it was in South Africa. I think you
Samina AA.
Waka waka A.
AA.
This time for Africa. I think there was an option of like you could carry on learning German or you could
Oh.
watch the World Cup. And one person in my class opted to not watch the World Cup and study German instead. It was me.
And was it you? Yes.
Although when Shakira popped up, I was like, hang about. Falsh. Do the hits, Shakira. You're lying!
Oh my god. Right.
They do an eyebrow tint. They do a little makeover on Drippy.
I need to ask you a question.
Drippy long stuff.
Drippy. So she has a freak out because they've been done too dark. And she describes her eyebrows as butters. I hadn't heard this word until someone quite posh used it at uni. Did you use this word? I've never heard this word.
No, we didn't have that in Derbyshire, but then I heard someone say butters.
Butters. At
It'll
uni?
be butters. It'll be butters down here, up here.
Yeah.
Butters, yeah, in uni. It's probably
Oh
the
my
same
God, it's
person.
Butters. Because butters, I don't know, it sounds... To me, I wouldn't be surprised if it came from the Midlands, but not when it's pronounced like butters. That's totally butters. No.
Horrid.
Horrid.
Yeah, and then they just say to Poppy, "How many guys have you shagged?"
They kind of... There's a lot of slut shaming, but also... do they at the end go, basically, because they're all friends, it's almost like, it's all forgotten. I'm like,
But they're quite excited about her being a slut. She's like, I've had sex with this one and this one. He had an 8-pack. This one and this one. Massive dick. And they're like, oh my god, I love it. Not Butters.
Yeah.
Oh, margarine. I don't fucking know. I can't believe it's not Butters. And then Poppy gets her laptop out.
Yes.
And goes to send an email in the library computer suite.
Yeah. To Ruby or Caitlin.
Caitlin. And she sees Drippy wandering around the kitchen.
Yeah. Were you watching this going, why the hell is this relevant?
I was, and then I was like, I'm going to make a note of this.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing where you're like, well, this is irrelevant. Oh, wait.
It happens a few times.
Yeah.
Where I was like, why has this line come out of nowhere? Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh, I see. That A-level exposition didn't earn itself.
And there's a fire drill.
Sorry.
And Poppy climbs up a ladder into a mystery man's bathroom.
I mean, we know who it is.
We fully know who it is. It's Jason Watkins.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's Alex Pettifer.
Alex Pettifer is having the creepiest bath ever.
Silently. There's no splishy splashy. It's just a voice. It's like,
Dark
hello,
room.
Poppy Ball.
There's a light coming from inside the tub.
You're in danger, girl.
Yeah, very much so. Meanwhile, what's her name? What's her name? I've got her name.
Shirley Henderson.
Shirley's outside stop being so slovenly.
She's earning that paycheck.
If this was a real fire, you'd be burnt to a crisp. She's amazing.
Do you reckon she was paid by word? She's like, I'm gonna just get them all in. Get them all in.
Yeah. Oh, I love her so much. That's great. Anyway, yes. So Poppy escapes, and he's like, more, Poppy, more, which becomes important later.
I mean, in about 3 seconds, and then it's forgotten.
Yeah.
I think important's a strong word to use.
None of this is important.
And then we're at lacrosse practice. Not even having seen Alex Pettifer in the shower. Fuming.
Lacrosse, which in my opinion is like a gateway drug to a battery charge. I knew one girl who did lacrosse. Not at school, but I knew her at school and she went to lacrosse practice. Mm. Oh my god, psychopath. Genuine psychopath. Lacrosse is a horrible sport.
We had someone come to, like, teach in primary school, I think, come and teach us like 8 weeks of lacrosse or whatever. And it was like an after school thing.
Oh, do you like have little baby lacrosse sticks?
Yeah, and I went to the first
That's
one
cute.
and I was like, is this a sport that I enjoy and I'm moderately good
You
at?
can just
And I was
whack people at it.
yeah, I was like, I love this. And then the guy never came back.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's a bit like turning up at your school to teach you dressage. It's not really going to feature much in your life.
And did you do cycling proficiency at school?
Cycling proficiency?
Yeah.
No, I just got on a bike. Well, I fell off a few times, but...
Well,
you know.
if you'd had cycle in year 6, in my school, you'd have like a little bit where you got to go around on a bike and you get a certificate at the end. But when I was in year 5, they were like, this year's year 6 are the last people to do it.
Oh, why? It's rubbish.
And then guess who nearly got hit by a car while they were on a bike? This dickheads.
Oh no. You okay?
I mean, I co-host a podcast basically about Tracy Beaker. I'm not okay.
Not anymore. Never again.
She'll come back. She will come back.
Yes.
Lockdown 2, Electric Boogaloo. Tracy Beaker.
I can't believe... Wait, what is it? A week today I'll have moved back down to London. Well, not a week. A week today we're recording this.
Yeah.
The magic is broken. I will have moved back down. And I keep being like, oh, because I'm leaving my puppy and I'm leaving my cats and my family. And I just keep being like... oh no, I'm going to miss them. Oh wait, I'll be back in like mid-October when everyone's dying again. Like... It's never going to end. Anyway, it's this film.
Anyway. Lacrosse. Emma is like, you're all shit. You're all stupid dickheads. And Harriet's like, oh yeah?
Come over here
you
and say
fucking
that.
think so? Let's literally maybe fight to the death.
The teacher's like, yes, sure, have a one-on-one. Kill each other.
Also,
I don't care.
The teacher's name is Miss Reese Withers.
No.
No! Like double-barreled Reese Withers. And I was like, where's the spoon?
This film is taking so many liberties with my sanity.
And Freddie drives past and just objectifies them.
Yeah.
He's like, shouldn't you be in bikinis?
Yeah.
No.
I don't really like... Well, he's quite sweet actually later on. He's a bit of a dickhead at the start, but then again, so is Poppy, so they're kind of great for each other.
True.
Yeah, and he also... The crucial bit, I said it was important! He's like, hello, Moore, Poppy Moore, and Harriet's like, like foaming at the mouth that he knows someone's name. Oh, wait, have we mentioned Harriet's obsessed with him?
Oh, yes. She's got Sula,
Yeah.
sweaty upper lip alert.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
And she's also got a shrine to him and some little minions.
Yes. I feel, you know what? I feel like it might be good that you didn't see this as a younger child, because I think it would have made you too powerful.
Do you think I would have got a shrine to someone?
No, I think you would have had too many, like... Wait, what was it? Thula?
I'd have had too many references. I already have too many.
Too many
yes.
references, far too many. You already have, like, an entire, like, cabinet of references. But, yeah. Anyway.
And she's vowing revenge with the minions.
Yes, she's got little minions, younger children.
And then Poppy has to go and see Natasha Richardson. And
Yes. Who
another
has a
bloody
fluffy
zinger.
ginger cat.
Another zinger from Natasha. Because Poppy like just walks in and she's like, no, you have to knock on the door. I'm the head teacher, dickhead.
Do
She's
Americans
like, okay.
not have that? What is going on? Anyway.
She goes back and knocks on the door and Natasha goes, who is it? And then Emma Roberts goes, Jesus Christ. And then Natasha goes, oh, we were led to believe you had a beard and sandals. And I was like, yes, Natasha!
Yes, Natasha, so good. She gives Poppy a little bit of a, you need to stop being such a cunt. And Poppy's like, I don't wanna though. And then Natasha goes, full Miss Honey. Full Miss Honey is like, what if I teach you to read?
Yeah, Natasha is like encouraging her to read, and I'm all for that. But you can encourage someone to read without disparaging the good name of the film Freaky Friday.
I've never seen it. I'm sorry.
Or is that Natasha being a bit like... Because she was in The Parent Trap.
Okay.
With Lindsay Lohan. Newly uncovered Swiftie.
What?
Lindsay Lohan the other day just tweeted at Taylor Swift.
Oh.
I think we can all agree at Taylor Swift.
That seems more on brand.
And then Lindsay Lohan was in the Freaky Friday. Freaky Friday is one of the best films ever made. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Can we use this podcast as an excuse to watch it? Is it a nostalgic film?
By all means, it is. I think we should do a Lindsay Lohan season.
There must be a pun somewhere.
No months begin with L.
Ooh.
Lindsay.
We'll work on
it. Lindsay May Lohan?
Sure.
That's in a while.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, fuck it. Listeners, if you'd like to hear a Lindsay Lohan season, I'm talking Parent Trap, Freaky Friday, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, the best one.
Oh, hang on. I've seen Parent Trap. That's the one where for some reason two twins don't like a fabulous new mother.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, like this really bitchy, fabulous, well-dressed woman comes into their lives and they're like, no, and I'm like, don't relate.
And what else? Oh, Just My Luck.
What's that?
You haven't seen Just My Luck?
About children?
Oh, it's another like fucking body swap one, ish.
How many was this woman in?
It's Lindsay Lohan and I think a young Chris Pine.
Who's that?
Who's Chris Pine?
Is he one of the big Chris's?
Big Chris. Yes.
I know Pratt.
Hemsworth.
I know the Hemsworth. the Hemsworth.
Evans. Who got his dick out the other day. Have we all seen it? Yes, we have.
I haven't, but I'm excited for you.
It's a strong dick.
Isn't Chris Pine just the other blonde one?
Chris Pine's the one who I don't think has done a Marvel. Or maybe he has.
I was about to say, is he Thor? That's
Chris Hemsworth is Thor. Chris Pratt's in Guardians. I think Chris Pine might be in Wonder Woman, that's DC. He's in Star Trek, the films. That's his main thing. He got his dick out on a Netflix film. He's also in Into the Woods.
Into the Woods! Who's he in Into the Woods? Sorry.
He's one of the princes.
Okay, then I know who he is. I've seen that film.
Yes. He's in Just My Luck with Lindsay Lohan.
I see.
Lindsay Lohan is really lucky. I remember the montage at the start. She's like driving a car. She goes through all the green lights. Like they all change as soon as she arrives. Every time that like I'm in a car and a green light appears as we approach, I'm like, I am Lindsay Lohan. And he's really unlucky. And then through some kind of mystical storm, she becomes really unlucky. He becomes really lucky. It's no like swapping a body with your mother and then having to get married to your stepdad.
Yeah.
But still.
It would be very much the Muppets Wizard of Oz of that month for us.
Okay. The scrape in the bottom of the Lindsay Lohan barrel.
Yeah.
Or we could just watch that film where she offers to steal a child.
Which one's that?
Oh, it's an actual video of her.
What?
She's in...
What?
I think she's in a developing country. And...
Oh, no.
Or it could be Amanda Bynes. This is one of those child stars who went off the rails.
Oh, wait. I think Amanda Bynes kind of rings a bell that she'd do something like that.
No, I think this was Lindsay Lohan. And this could be absolute wild conjecture, but she's like...
Allegedly.
She says to this mother, she's like, your child has no chance here.
What?
Let me take this child away from you.
Who was filming it?
Some rando.
Right.
Her friend? I don't know.
Did she not go, oh, that was a really terrible thing of me to say. Don't upload that.
I have no idea.
Wow.
I honestly, I mean, I could have made this up, but listeners, again, if you know this about Lindsay Lohan, please confirm
Often
or deny.
I say things on this podcast, and I'm like, was that just a bad dream I had?
I don't even know what reality is anymore.
Right. Anyway, lacrosse.
No, Natasha gives her Alice in Wonderland, and I'm like, I think her reading level is above this. She is.
Pardon?
I think her reading level is higher than Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
She is 17.
Yeah, but if she doesn't read, it's a nice little fantasy, but I don't know. It's cute. It's cute.
Okay.
And then
we see the
cat, who's very cute and fluffy, and I love him a lot. Anyway, moving on. She has a little sulk. Well, is it a sulk? I think she's had to talk about her dead mum.
Dead mum. Dead mom.
She's sulking under Harriet's window. Harriet is planning her outfit for the social where the boys' school and the girls' school meet, and so she has to look hot. So what's she doing? She's dressing as a 17th, 18th century woman?
Yeah, Keira Knightley in Pride and Prejudice.
Huh?
Keira Knightley in Pride and Prejudice, which, to be fair, was a big cultural touchstone at the time.
It was. So what she's doing is she's employing child labour and getting a small child to put coffee on a dress.
Did someone say H&M?
Yeah. Oh, that's very good. Well
Thank
done.
you.
That's up there with that other joke you told me about earlier.
Cocktail
Fishtail.
and coffee.
Cocktail.
We love it.
I had too much gin. Anyway, so she realises Poppy is sitting under the window and tips a whole vat of coffee water on her. It's horrible.
Yes.
Very upsetting.
And
but
she
yeah,
says,
Poppy
do you have a pass to be out during lessons? And then Emma Roberts, fabulous queen of comebacks. She's like, I think I have it right here. And then sticks a finger up at her.
It's great.
A classic joke. We love to see it.
Yes. And then she's sad anyway about her dead mum. Now she's covered in coffee, so she goes and sits by a window, because that's what we do when we're sad and covered in coffee. And Kate appears and gives Poppy a cardigan and
She
a
goes
phone.
back to her dorm, and Kate's like, you have to make your bed. And Poppy's like, I don't know how to do that. I'm like, why? Oh, to be fair, she can't read anything above Alice in Wonderland, so don't know why she can't make it. And then, Kate's like, here's a jumper, and Poppy's like, I don't know what that is. And it's like...
You know what really annoys me about a lot of things Americans do? Number one, something that's been annoying me recently is American YouTubers who say, I'm just gonna go ahead and... Just do it! Don't tell me you're just gonna go ahead and... Do it! Fucking hell. Anyway, where was I going with this? Oh yes, when they're like... For example, I think this is over the top, being like, I don't know what a jumper is, we call it a sweater. But when they're like, what? You mean Europe has roads? Like, it's just, yes, there are other countries. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I've seen a lot of them on Twitter recently. I'm not saying all of America's like that, I'm just saying they're very loud when they are like that.
I lost them, it's great. When you're kind of like, if an American says to me, sidewalk, I know what they mean. But if I say pavement to American, they might have an aneurysm.
Yes! Oh my god, get a grip! There are other words!
Apparently, in Britain, we used to call it fall.
Ah, because the leaves fall.
But then we got a bit fancier.
Yeah, also we don't have to
autumn.
describe things by, like, what's happening at the time. We have other words for them.
That's what words are.
Huh?
That's what words are. Describing
No,
what
but
things
like...
are happening.
That's like me calling you blonde hair person. That's not how words
Blonde
work.
Haare und blaue Augen.
Whenever an American, because you always see those fucking stupid arguments about, like, England versus Britain on Twitter. An American is always there like, it's because the leaves fall. And I'm like, okay, but we didn't need it explaining to us.
Anyway, Kate's like, you need a decoy phone. You can borrow mine to call your friends and your therapist and whatever.
Yeah.
And Kate says that if Poppy wants to leave, she needs to get expelled by the honour council, who will do like a trial or whatever.
What school does this? But okay.
Probably all private schools. I don't know. I didn't go to one.
It seems like they wouldn't. I feel like a headmistress would go, "Hey, you're expelled."
Natasha fucking loves it when it gets to it. We'll get there. So she does a video message to Ruby, which must have cost a fucking arm and a leg in 2008. Right? £1.89, I remember. She does a little video call, and then Ruby watches it, and she's like, oh, she needs to wear some fucking lip gloss. And I was like, Caitlin?
How rude!
And also maybe sleeping with Poppy's boyfriend, who we never met until now.
Yeah, like, she makes this really horrible joke about how
She's like, look after Roddy,
Yeah.
the rat from Flush.
Maybe it's her brother. No, he would have been introduced if it was her brother.
I'm surprised he wasn't introduced at all. She's like, yeah, I'm looking after Roddy.
Yeah, that's what happens. So then they try and devise this little this film, for all its many faults, there's so many fucking montages. I love it so much. Every time there was a montage, I was bopping along. It was a great time.
Thrilled with it.
So they do something to the swimming pool.
They dye it red.
Yeah. And then they also encourage people to sexually harass Harriet.
They go to the phone booth.
Yeah.
I mean, this film whoever wrote it is clearly from Britain, because I feel like people who aren't from Britain imagine phone booths as like, ooh, quirky, red, the Beatles, Doctor Who, whatever. Yeah. But
whereas
you know what's hanging up in phone booths.
Yeah.
And good for them.
Also,
do what you want. This podcast encourages sex work, as long as it's consensual.
The amount of times I have walked past a phone booth, admittedly, when I lived near like Whitechapel, Shoreditch, not in like
Clang,
not anywhere else in London. So maybe it's just like a specifically Brick Lane problem. I have walked past so many phone booths where like there's just a man masturbating at like midnight.
Okay.
Yeah,
Heavens.
So many.
Yeah.
One followed me down the road once. It was horrible. Anyway,
they photoshopped Harriet's head onto a sexy schoolgirl. They're like, call this number. Harriet picks up the phone and she's like, what? Just the regulation school uniform. Well, it's the standard polyester. Quite sturdy.
Polyester blend. The writing was fucking good for this bit.
Yeah.
But also, that's horrible.
For her final trick, she roasts Jason Watkins en française.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really sad. It's like, bonjour, je m'appelle a lonely, sad idiot.
Yeah, and then he's like, Poppy, because she put her name on the CD, because it's crucial that she gets caught.
You need to get but she's getting away with it. They're all like, what? How bizarre. So she goes to Matron's car, which is a fucking nice car. I don't know anything about cars. I'm gay, but thrilled with the car.
Lovely car.
And they put a tape in, throwback, and then pull off all the knobs, throwback.
Yeah, so she can't remove the tape.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then everyone's turning up, so they hide under the car, and Freddie turns up and covers for them.
Yeah.
There's a sneezing joke. There's also a massive fart.
Yeah. Well, she makes the noise with her mouth.
I looked away, and then I heard a massive fart noise, and I was like, Emma Roberts!
No, she makes it...
What would Julia say?
Kind of thing where you blow into your arm, is it? How do people do it? You know what I mean, though?
Go on, do it.
No, it's...
Do it for the pod.
That. Genuinely, when people do that, it makes me feel slightly sick. Don't, no. Oh, God.
No, I'm not going to do it.
It's just so gross. I find, like, fart humour really, like... But you could do anything else, though. Yeah, she does a fart with her, like, elbow, and... No, wait, that's when they, like, chicken wing.
What are you talking about?
You know when you put your... What is it? You put your hand under your armpit and move your arm, it makes a fart noise.
Yeah, but you can also, like, blow into your...
Yeah, she does that.
Like
I was
a raspberry.
getting confused. Yes, she makes a raspberry, there we go. And then he's like, oh, I'm gassy. I don't know.
It's better to have an angry exit
than
a...
Better a happy home than an angry tenant? Is that it?
He's not as quick-witted as Natasha.
No.
He hasn't inherited the zingers from her. Oh, did we mention he's her son?
Oh, yeah, he's her son.
Yeah. Not Alex Pettifer, but the character is the son of Natasha Richardson's character. And then they decide that Poppy has to snog Freddie because that's going to be the absolute thing that gets her expelled.
But can we discuss where they're having this conversation? In a weird communal bath thing. There's just like 4 baths right next to each other. What?
I was obsessed with the 4 baths together.
I mean, it was kind of camp, and also so many bubbles, because also they can't show children in the bath was fucking weird. So it just bubbles everywhere. It was lovely.
Also, Drippy's in a riding helmet. Big fan of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Poppy goes to send an email to her friend Ruby just before they go to town to get their outfit for the social, which the theme is movie magic.
Yes.
And then someone pops in and is like, "Oh, Poppy, come on, let's go. And don't forget to log off." And I was like, what a strange thing to say out of nowhere.
It was at that moment that I had horrible flashbacks of what was to come and how stupid what is to come is. And so I just put my head in my hands.
They definitely failed their foreshadowing A level.
Yes.
So they go to town and...
Well, before they go to town, Poppy comes in a completely ridiculous outfit. Like, are they in Scotland?
I have no idea.
Everyone's Scottish, so I'm going to assume it's Scotland, but I don't know.
Sure.
It could also be, like, Cornwall. It's very unclear.
It's crucially not London. That's the only thing I know. That's the only clue we get.
It's crucially, as well, cold, and she's in basically, like, a tank top and a miniskirt. And Shirley Henderson?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Is having none of it. And is like, and then Harriet's like, yes, we thought you'd have a problem with this, so we got you something from Lost Property. Ha ha ha, what an ugly jumper. I love this jumper.
I was obsessed
with
the jumper.
It's like mustard yellow, but not a classic mustard yellow. It's a bit brighter, love it, with a fucking Yorkshire Terrier on it, and then various accoutrements. Just like fucking buttons and bows and shit everywhere. I love it.
And she acts like it's the worst thing that's ever happened to her, and I was like, how dare you, Emma?
It's like when it was like Drag Race, ugliest dress in the world, and Fame comes in looking like a fucking supermodel. Anyway.
So they wait for the bus, and
yes.
Emma, Poppy, is rooting for a hand sanitizer to get on the bus.
Oh yeah, that's it. And she almost misses the bus, but she doesn't.
And she does like the bus starts pulling away, and she runs and like leaps
in her wedges.
Her cork wedges, which are foul. Yeah. But
I had a fair few cork wedges in my time.
Oh god.
Back in like 2010, when I didn't know better.
I'm sad for you.
I mean, Lady Gaga was showing me better. I just pretended I did not see it.
And she does a leap and she gets on it and she has a great time. She's like, lol, 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 I've overcome my fear of British germs.
Yeah. There's a lot of like raucous laughter over things that aren't. From here onwards, there's a lot of laughter that I felt was unnecessary.
It's just loud generally.
Yeah.
Matron's car comes playing death metal and Shirley Henderson in a bloody like... She's got like a headscarf on.
Yes,
she's
a travelling scarf.
I bet she's got driver gloves on as well.
Oh, yeah. This was how my nan drove a car. God rest her soul. She'd always have a little scarf around her head and driving gloves.
I think we should bring that back.
Yeah,
Why do people wear driving gloves? Like, what's...
I don't know. Because their soft hands can't handle the calluses brought on by steering wheels. In fairness, if you're driving a long drive, it does make your hands a bit weird.
Oh, I can't drive. Oh. I know you can. Not a chance. No. Why are you giving me a blank stare? We did High School Musical 2 like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, I don't know. Look, the Wi-Fi isn't great. Whenever you sing, I'm just like, I probably don't know what it is.
Anyway, they are like, let's go to our favourite shop. And they see in the distance like a glittering holy grail of retail of Cancer Research UK. And I was like, yes, these charity queens.
From the age of like 14 to 18, I was like, charity shop, because I had a Tumblr. And, you know.
We used to play a game, back when money was tight and we were dickheads. My mum would take us down to Buxton Town Centre is essentially charity shops and cafes. Yeah. That's all there is. But there's like about 10 charity shops on the one street.
Ooh.
And we'd play a game called Charity Shop Challenge, which I'm trying to get optioned by ITV, but it's just not happening. Where we'd get £1 and we'd go in all the charity shops and whoever got... There would be like categories for like most interesting item, best bargain,
okay, nice.
Sparkliest, whatever. And you only have £1 for the whole thing.
For the whole thing?
Yeah, not a pound per not, what do you think we were, made of money? A pound...
But you had to get something for every category? Or you could just
No,
get a
you
few
could,
categories?
like, try and enter different, like, if you were feeling fancy or, like, feeling cheap. And crucially, the twist. Oh, you all wanted a twist? You couldn't go back to a charity shop.
Ooh.
So you'd walk down the high street from beginning to end. You could not go back on yourself. So if you found... someone... I didn't do it, but someone that we were with got one of those nail things that, like, you stick your face in. And...
What?
You know, there's, like... It's like a little tiny bed of nails. And you can put your hand in it and make a little imprint. Or you can stick your face in it and make a little imprint. Got it for £1.
No, I've never seen that in my life.
We were like... We demur to this...
Yeah.
Absolute
What's the most
iconic
interesting
purchase.
item you ever got?
I had really bad taste as a child. As a child.
What's changed?
So I'd always get these like really twee ornaments of like
personified
animals living in a toadstool.
I fucking unironically adore that shit. Give me a gambling kitten on a plate any day.
And it's on a little like wooden plinth.
Oh, you mean an ornament?
An ornament.
Oh, okay. I love it on a surface.
I like a rabbit in a hat with like a stick and a handkerchief holding all its belongings coming out of its home, which is like a tree stump.
Very Beatrix Potter.
Very Brambley Hedge.
Yeah. Oh, yes. See, I think I wouldn't have that as an ornament. I'd have it on a plate or on a mug.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I just need it on a surface. That's all I ask.
That's functional. Mine was useless.
I definitely went through a stage of like... Did you go through a stage where people who didn't know you, if they got you a birthday present, maybe... I don't know. They get me like an ornament that as like a 10-year-old child I did not want.
Oh, I got ornaments and I was like, obsessed. Love this.
Yeah. Also, I made the mistake. I mean, I'm still making the mistake. When I was like, I don't know, 4, I went, I really like cats. And then everything I got
for
the next 20 years was cat-themed.
To be fair, you haven't done much to dispel that opinion.
No, I haven't. I'm just saying, I don't want a glass cat. What am I going to do with that?
I'm fully getting you a glass cat. For Christmas, you're having a glass cat.
Not everything has to be cat-shaped that I own. So many people get me a cat lamp. A cap.
Camp!
A camp! Like, I'm not trying to sound like... I mean, it's lovely that people thought to get me anything in the first place, but it's very bizarre that people always went, right, I think she might want a lamp. Let's get it the shape of a cat! Why would I want that? Anyway, sorry.
Obsessed. Charity shops. I grew up... So I live in Buxton, currently.
You haven't said that 5 times this episode already.
How dare you? We're on the border with Cheshire.
I know so many twats from Cheshire. Anyway, sorry.
There's one twat from Derbyshire.
2, actually.
Oh my god, wow.
Someone I wouldn't describe as a twat.
We're only like a half-hour drive away from Alderley Edge.
From what?
Alderley Edge is where all the footballers live.
Oh, okay.
Listeners, top tip of the week. Go to a charity shop in a town where loads of footballers live.
You know what I've noticed? People from Cheshire will be... Cheshire? Cheshire. Or Chester will be like...
Chester's in Cheshire.
They'll be like, oh, I'm a northerner. Oh, I'm so northern. Love Manchester. I'm like... But, you know... They have a Real Housewives of Chester.
Real Housewives of Cheshire is the best Real Housewives iteration, purely for Esther. Who, I will not spoil Esther for you, listeners. You must go and find her yourself. Go and watch Real Housewives of Cheshire. But yeah, go to Chelsea. Go to the charity shops in Chelsea.
Oh my god, people in London, I remember, like, last year, this is going on so long, anyway, last year, I mentioned going to a charity shop, and a friend who grew up in London was like, oh, you go to charity shops? And I was like, yeah, and if I grew up in London, I would not shop in anything else but charity shops. They're fucking amazing. There's a charity shop round the corner from... it's next to Regent Street, which is very close to the Condé Nast offices where like Vogue is printed.
Oh.
And if you go to that charity shop, it's like designer stuff. I mean, obviously it's a bit more expensive than a regular charity shop because it's fucking designer stuff, but still.
It's not the price of designer stuff.
Exactly! I mean, it's probably all size 0, but not just fucking London people. Ugh. Anyway.
Anyway, they're in the charity shop. They have a fashion montage to
so
Sugar
fun.
Babes About You Now.
It's Sugar Babe, yes it is, yes.
Can we bring yesterday
Day
back around?
back around.
And then they put all their costumes on, whatever, they have a lovely time, and Emma Roberts goes, let's have a Malibu moment, and they take a selfie and go, who are we? Which is, I think, is in the trailer, which is the only bit that I know of this film.
Yeah.
I thought I knew the whole film from the trailer.
Why I did sort of look at you blankly last week when you did that.
Oh, yes.
It's not a key moment in the plot.
I mean, it's the first thing that comes up in the end credits, and they also say it again.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
They were trying to make it like, they were trying to make fetch happen, and it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. Then enter Nick Frost.
Frost as the gay Scottish hairdresser, which, again, I don't love a straight person playing a gay, but I fully approve of this.
This is excellent. He describes her as... Wait, can I do the accent? Probably not. I'll make an attempt. Oh, ain't you the souffle that didn't rise? That's not right. Oh, God.
He's
he
like
also said,
Scottish
you're
Italian.
a Yorkie fan. Yes. Yeah, because very common in Scotland. Peter Capaldi. He's like, Yorkie fan, I used to have one called Philippe. Got savaged to death by a badger.
Why is like picking apart her hair? I love it so much.
I think they just let Nick Frost loose on set and filmed it.
They did. They fully did. They were like, we've got him for the day. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
And Poppy wants natural hair. And
Brown. When people say natural, they mean brown. It's so weird.
I don't wish to disparage any brunette listeners, but in the currency of teenage girldom, if you're a brunette, you're a million. No, if you're a blonde, you're a millionaire.
Yeah. Unless Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I point you to the lyric in the Legally Blonde song, Positive. Every song on the Legally Blonde musical is a banger. She goes, girls, I'm positive. I'm trying not to get upset, but I'm positive that it's time for me to go brunette. And they all react to her like she's like, hi guys, I've decided to rip out all of my internal organs and throw them at a seagull. And I don't want to say they're right, but they're not wrong.
I disagree. I think she looks way better as a brunette.
She looks nice, but I don't know no teenage girl in their right mind would give up their blondness. In 2008 specifically.
Okay, yeah, but also remember, she's lived the life of like a haggard 35-year-old. She's done. She's ready to go back to brunette.
Fair. But, well, crucially, she needs to go brunette so she can look in the mirror and go, I look like my mom. Yeah. And they're like, what does she do now? And she's like, have you not heard? Dead mom, dead mom.
Yeah. Then they return home.
No, they go to the wine shop. They go to the wine shop.
What?
They go to the wine shop, which is phenomenal. It's the performances amazing.
Yeah.
They're like obviously teenage girls. They can't buy alcohol, so they walk in and they go, "So Susan, how do you like your new office?" And it's like Keith from accounts said, "Do you want to buy a carpet tomorrow?" And they get there and they're about to buy the wine, and they're just like, and 2 cream eggs.
Yeah, I think I was just enjoying myself in that scene. It's so good. Oh, what's the report on? Business. Spelled B-I-Z-N-I-Z. Business.
And then Poppy gets some alcohol.
It's implied, right? She comes out late and has a separate bag with her.
In like the corner of the frame, she's holding a bag. She doesn't like hold the bag up and go, oh.
Yeah.
And it's not like,
she's
like, oh, got it,
aha.
because I'm American and cool. No, nothing.
Nothing, no. Which I think might also be like, oh, look, she got brown hair, she looks like her mum, she looks older, she's more mature, she's grown, oh, she can buy wine, you know? Does that make sense? Hate it.
Well, also, Americans always look older than they are.
Especially this one.
Yeah.
Who's lived 1,000 lives.
The cast of Glee.
Yeah.
And then we're at the social.
Yes.
Introduced with another fucking soundtrack banger. Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? Oh, heaven is a place on earth. Iconic.
So good.
And Harriet's minions enter.
In little, like...
Both as Mr. Darcy. It is high drag.
Oh.
Obsessed.
So good. Yeah. And then Harriet is doing, like, full pageant.
Mm-hmm.
She's, like, doing the sort of two-step, you know, do, like a waltz. She's, like, stepping side to side to side and makes her way over to Alex. No. Freddie. Alex. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, what'd she say to him? She just was like, oh, Mr. Darcy. Oh.
Yeah.
You shall have the pleasure of calling me Mrs. Darcy. And he's like, you're right, love. All right. And she's like, no, it's me, Harriet. And he's like, I know. You're weird.
And then all the gals arrive in outfits that they did not buy.
No.
They're great, but, like, they were not their outfits at the end of the montage.
Yeah. It looks like Emma just pulled them out of the massive trunk she had at the beginning of the film.
With the San Pellegrino, yes.
Yeah.
And
they all look fabulous.
Yeah, they do. But Harriet's like, sorry, the theme is movie magic. And Poppy goes, oh yes, of course. And you make an excellent Shrek. And I don't wish to like endorse body shaming, but any reference to Shrek is a tick in my
this
book.
is what I mean. Like she's not got the pointy face that all the other actors do, and the director's like, make a fat joke. She's not like it. This riled me slightly, but we'll move on.
Okay. And then Emma does some white lady dancing to some
she
not
does,
white lady music.
It's not twerking. It's that thing where
seizures.
Yeah, when girls like move their top body back and forth with their arm. You know, I'm demonstrating to you, but it's such a bad example.
It's poor. And she falls over and bangs her head and is delirious.
Yeah, and
Freddie saves her.
Sorry, Alex is like, she needs some air, and all the other girls are like, yes, she does. Why don't you take her outside and kiss her while she's vulnerable? It's a bit odd. And
then they quote Alice in Wonderland to each other, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, fucking heavy-handed metaphor.
And then she asks if he's gay. I'm pretty sure because he's being nice to her.
And he's quoted Alice in Wonderland. That's two sides.
Yeah, but also, I don't know. He's just being nice.
Oh, also, I remember when Natasha gave her the Alice in Wonderland book, Emma Roberts goes, my uncle's working on the film adaptation of this. And I was like, stop him! Please!
Wait, would that have been the Tim Burton one?
I'm guessing so.
Oh no! Wow. Someone tell Helena she doesn't have to play another deranged woman. I mean, it's great when she does. We love to see it, but we don't need it.
And then Freddie and Poppy almost kiss, but the lesbian minions stop them.
Yes.
They're together, right?
The lesbian minions?
The minions are Yeah. Okay, good. And then Poppy admits she's a nun, which I think means that she made up all those sexual encounters that she had.
Yeah, she's like, I didn't do anything. Did you miss that bit? She literally is like, those men you thought I had sex with, I didn't, I made it up.
I was like, great, cool.
Like,
what does this achieve?
It also, this is what I mean about the slut shaming. So they act like she's just told them that she's like, I don't know, got an A star on a test or something. They're like, oh my god, well done! And it's like, I just feel like you might be being slightly judgy.
Correct.
Yes.
But the next day, karma comes for them because they're all hanging
in the form
out
of Natasha. She's come to be a little bitch in her fabulous heels. She's wearing new stilettos.
We see a lot of feet in this film.
Yeah.
She gives her a pep talk
close up
about how great the outfits were.
And how if she puts her mind to that, she can put her mind to anything. Okay, Natasha, simmer down.
And then Drippy voms at lacrosse. So Poppy goes on. And they win!
And they win by the... I don't know, Poppy joins having been shite at lacrosse and somehow her joining makes them better. And then, somehow, she's made captain of the lacrosse team, to the surprise of Harriet, the original captain of the lacrosse team, which implies they didn't tell her. Which is horrible!
Absolutely.
Like, I know we're not supposed to be a fan of Harriet, and she is a cunt, but also, that's mean.
She's the Sharpay of the film.
Yeah.
But luckily, it's a good thing that Poppy is the new captain, because we get ourselves yet another montage. The training. They do a bloody... Someone throws a lacrosse stick in the air, and then, like, 2001, A Space Odyssey, it spins around in the air and flies down. I was like, the references of this film, impeccable. Yes.
She also describes it as an aggression makeover, which really appeals.
That's my job.
I love it. Aggression makeover.
And they're through to the final, which is going to happen soon.
Ah, amazing.
But not before she can send an email to Ruby about the fact that she's going to go on a date. But crucially, she doesn't log off!
She doesn't log off!
Who could have seen this coming? Anytime she went near a computer after that line, I was like,
Who amongst us hasn't been on a public computer typing out some very detailed and personal messages and gone, I'll leave it.
In my head, I could what's the thing? Sense memory. No?
What?
What's it when you remember where your hands, where
muscle memory.
Muscle memory. I can remember literally in my sleep, I could go Control-Alt-Delete, Enter.
Yeah.
Because that's log off. Are you sure you want to log off? Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Since the age of 11, I've been doing Control-Alt-Delete, Enter.
Mm-hmm. But she
Stupid
doesn't.
Emma Roberts. She doesn't, crucially. And then some mystery hands.
Ooh. With an ugly scarf.
It's like...
Who could it be?
It's not Shirley fucking Henderson, is it? It's not Jason Watkins. It's not... I mean, please. Was this meant to be an air of mystery? They failed. And then they go on their date. And
it's very cute.
Freddie shows her how to make a chip butty.
Yeah, and then she's like, this is the best date I've ever had. And I'm like, because of the chip butty, right? Yeah.
Right after they eat the chip butty, they kiss. And I'm like, you're going to have bits in your teeth.
Yeah. To be fair, her bite of the chip butty is the most tentative thing I've ever seen.
Have you seen that vine of that dog eating a little, turkey star?
No.
And it's I'll put it on the social medias.
Okay.
The owner is like, you can have a little bite, okay? And the dog goes, and eats a little bit. It's so cute.
Okay, well, hers isn't that cute, but yeah, similar.
No, but yeah. Oh, also, what happens on the soundtrack during their date?
Something like Kate
I
Nash.
can't keep up. No, that's Turning Tables. What's the other one? Chasing Pavements. How does Chasing Pavements go?
Should I give
up? Or should I just keep chasing pavements? I mean, to be fair, I got those confused because it is verb and then noun that has nothing to do with the verb.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with your chasing tables. Oh, Adele.
Chasing stationary things. Just
get
walk.
them knots out your air, babe.
We don't need to run.
And then she gets back, and all of her friends are sitting on the bed, and they have in their hands
They're furious.
An email where she calls them the hard R, which I feel like even in 2008 we should have phased that out.
There were a few things within this film where I was like, ooh, this is outdated. That is one of them.
And then she's also like, these girls are stupid, dumb idiots. They're so fucking stupid, and I hate them. And then they're like, can't believe you wrote this. I'm like, well, maybe you are dumb fucking idiots. Maybe.
They say, I can't believe you wrote this. She says, I didn't write it. Where did you find it? And they're like, it was taped to our door.
Why would she do that?
Why would she do it? It's so dumb. Oh my god.
And then Freddie has a similar email.
Yes. And so she tries to call her best friend Ruby, and
Caitlin,
Ruby is awful, but I couldn't concentrate in this scene because Ruby has a 6-pack.
She fucking does. I was like, bitch.
She's like ripped. I was like, where did this come from? Anyway.
Fair enough that Toddy jumped ship.
Toddy?
What's his name?
Roddy.
Roddy. Oh, sorry.
Roddy.
Fucking consonant police over here, right? Oh yeah, because she's like, okay, bye. Presses the button and she's like, oh, sorry, Roddy. I was trying to get rid of her. And she's like, it's still me. I'm like, someone's seen Mean Girls.
Oh, is that how I've seen Mean Girls once. I don't know. Is that something?
Oh, there's like a whole like 3-way call.
Oh yes, I do know that bit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then I missed a lot of this. I don't know if I just was watching a shit version, completely legally and legitimately online. But she just starts a fire accidentally.
Yeah, I forgot she sets fire to the school. Yeah. So she's just like, what's she doing? Reading? She's playing with a lighter because she's sad. And who amongst us doesn't just play with a lighter when we're sad? That's such a trope. Such a trope.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sad. Let me just flicker some flames. The elemental symbolism. Like, all right. Just tell us you listen to The Cure a lot. I don't know.
And then something accidentally catches fire. She blows it
No.
out.
What happens is you see her. So Emma had clearly been given the direction of accidentally set fire to this towel.
But of course.
What she does is she just goes, oh no, it's all over the towel. Like, it's the most obvious thing I've ever seen. Yeah, and then she puts it out. Crucially, she puts out the fire.
I didn't see that
but
bit,
it's
which
smoking.
confused me a lot later.
Like whacks it. She's like, smash, smash, smash. You know, slap it out of fire. And it goes out, but there's still a bit of smoke, and you never know when there's a bit of smoke if it could like recatch. So yeah.
But it does. It like there's a big fire.
Well, she runs back. She runs back and is in her bed.
Get out! Smash, smash, smash!
But crucially, before she set fire to the thing, we saw little Drippy going in for her regular ice cream.
Yes, in the kitchen, in the freezer.
Yes.
And the door slams shut. She gets locked in. Everyone's on fire. Shirley's doing a lot. We love it. She's like, it's an actual fire now. Everybody, get out! Get out!
Brilliant.
And they're like, where's Drippy? Where the fuck is Drippy? And Emma's like, I've seen her before in the kitchen.
I have never rolled my eyes so hard at this, but this is such like Harry Potter definition of bravery. Like, I'm not going to communicate to the trained professionals who could help best. I'm just gonna run into a burning building and grab my friend. What the fuck is happening? Yeah, she's like, Drippy's in the freezer! Run, 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 and then appears.
To be fair, if there's a fire on, freezer's best place for you.
Yeah. Also, she does, like, pull the door shut when she sees the fire, and then she's like, help, let me out. I'm like, just stay there, babes. You'll be fine. You
and everyone
shut
claps, and it's like...
You made your bed. Yeah, they're clapping. I'm like, don't applaud when she gave her friend lifelong trauma.
And Freddie sees the lighter, which I assumed had been set up. I may have been wrong. Because this film forgot to do a lot of things. Like, they forgot to set up the boyfriend, and they
you mean like her own... I think it's just the fact that it has I Love LA on it.
Yeah, okay.
And everyone at the school hates LA.
And then he's like, what about this? And she's like, okay, well, listen, first of all, I'm so sorry about the email. I didn't send that. I mean, maybe bits of it were like taken from like stuff I wrote ages ago, etc., etc. That light is there. I didn't set the fire. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. And she's like, kind of like laying out her heart to him, and like sincerely apologizes, and he's like a cunt.
Yeah, he's just a dickhead. Also, he has taken evidence from a police investigation. So apparently if one person is a criminal, we think we can all be criminals now.
If I were Emma Roberts, I'd be like, yeah, he did it. He stole my lighter. His fingerprints are all over it.
Exactly.
I know, but she loves him because she gave him a chip butty.
On top of this bullshit, they cut to the next day, the headmistress, what's her name? Miss Natasha.
Miss
Is
Richardson.
standing there. Yeah, and she's like, own up, or we'll pass this on to the local authorities. I'm like, that's not how the law works. If you find the arsonist, you need to arrest the arsonist. And don't get me wrong, this is an ACAB pod, but, like, she set fire to a building. Or did she?
This
no, it turns
was
out,
arson.
but...
Somebody arsing around.
What's that from? That's so good.
Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
That's it. Yeah.
Um,
what's she gonna do? Like, they turn up and, well, they're an honest arsonist. Like, that's not how it works.
So she writes Freddie a letter.
Yes.
And decides to go and confess. And
yes.
She says it was an accident. And Natasha's like, well, the honour court will decide. I'm like, I thought you said that nothing would happen if they owned up.
Yeah.
Why are you lying, Natasha?
Why would you lie?
She's like, please give Freddie this letter. And then she sees Kate outside, and she's like, Kate, will you please take this? And Kate's like, you're a bitch. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You got what you wanted. Suck a dick. Or whatever. I don't fucking know. And then Emma Roberts unfurls the scroll, and it's another fucking collage, because she's a collage bitch. Of them being like best friends.
Stickers, sparkly pens.
Who are we?
Annoying.
Cunts, yeah. A highly selective boarding school for girls aged 11 to 17.
Yes!
Which
so
they
good.
do.
Yeah.
And yeah, then she's walking down the corridor and she turns.
And she sees herself. Oh no, it's not herself. It's
Dead
her
mom. Dead mom. I need a little help here.
I won't lie, I kind of teared up around this bit.
I did
so
it a bit
sad.
later.
Yeah, around this bit, just this bit onwards, I was just a bit emotional.
And she was like, later on, she's like, why did you tell me that this is the school my mom went to? And I was like, oh, I thought you knew. I thought that was
I knew.
well known. Yeah.
We all knew. We can put two and two together, babes.
And she's in the hockey team. She's in 1976 or whatever. And then Freddie and Poppy make up. I can't remember really the context. They probably said some Alice in Wonderland shit.
Oh, he's just like, oh, this is really sweet. And then he's really nice to her, and it's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's cute. Yeah.
And then
but there's been a discovery.
Kiki, who is like chief plan maker, she does the mischief montage.
Yeah, we'll also get to it, but in this scene, she's like, oh yeah, I hacked into the school's mainframe or whatever. And I'm like, why are we not following her diet? Like, what? Why are we following Emma when we could be following her? Anyway.
Miss Kiki came with some timestamps.
Yes.
She's like, but she'd gone by the time that like the email had been printed out. There's the timestamp on the email.
Mm-hmm.
Poppy had gone. Oh, fuck no. We looked at the keystrokes. I don't fucking know. And then Drippy's like, well, Poppy would also never say term. She calls it a samosa. It's like,
I thought it was quite funny.
Linguistically, it's a joke.
It certainly is. Wordplay.
Also, she's like, oh yeah, and I read a diary. And she loves us. Like, she's written about how much she loves us. It's like, Drippy, why did you keep this to yourself? Oh no, she was traumatised from the fire. That's fine. Never mind, Drippy. You let
She's
off.
like, oh, we read her diary, and then they read it, and it's like, even though they're really weird and useless, so am I. And it's like, I don't think this is as cute as you think it is, but okay.
And Poppy's in the court.
On a court.
Which Harriet is treating like a proper full court. I'm loving it. She's like, objection! Overruled!
Yeah.
Sustained!
Brilliant.
And Poppy does a big speech about her dead mom.
Oh yeah.
Dead mom.
And all the girls come in.
Yeah, all the girls come in, and then she like sees that they're friends through eye contact.
Yes.
And Natasha's like, was anybody else with you there on that night? And Kate's like, I was there. And then
they all fucking
Drippy's like, I was there too. And like, no, you weren't, Drippy. You were in the fucking freezer. We know this.
Oh yeah. As evidence. I would have loved it if Natasha turned around and was like, cool, you're all arsonists, fuck off.
Yeah, they all fucking Spartacus the whole nonsense.
Yeah.
To save her, and then Harriet's like, you all know that she can't expel all of you. Oh, you fucking dickheads. Well, if you hadn't dropped that fucking lighter, and they're like, excuse me?
And instead of being like, oh, I mean, obviously that's a really obvious way to set a fire, anyway, I'll sit down. She's like, that stupid I Heart LA lighter. And I'm like, oh, no.
And so they're all like, so you were there? And she's like, what? I'm like, but you all just said that you were there. Like, let's just, no. Surely you would all know about the lighter if you were all there. Twats. But she was the secret person who did set the fire to frame her.
She restarted it. Yeah.
Yeah. And
because what we didn't mention is the reason Poppy runs away is because from the scene of the crime is because she hears someone coming. That someone who was coming was Harriet. There we go.
I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know why. I'll tell you why. Because I was watching it and then my Tinder buzzed and it was like, we are starting a new event. And I was like, this sounds fun. And then they made me watch like a fucking apocalyptic film where I was in control of making decisions.
Do people get horny about that?
Well, I think it's meant to match you with people who make similar decisions. One of the decisions
I
was,
see.
Do you save a dog or do you save a woman who was kissing a boyfriend who's someone else's boyfriend? I saved the dog. The dog was in a spacesuit that sparkled.
This seems like Black Mirror. I won't lie.
It was really upsetting. And there was like a meteor.
Oh my god.
Meteor.
Meteor.
And they were like, it's like they were having a party for the meteor, and then the meteor exploded, and it was like, you have 30 hours to live, or like 30 minutes to live. And I was like, oh, do I have to choose someone that I'm going to bang before the world ends? Is that what's happening?
This is so
It was such
odd.
But like, it ended on a cliffhanger, and I've got to fucking go back next week. I'm fuming. Anyway.
Or maybe don't go back and match with someone who doesn't go back, because they can't be bothered to deal with that shit.
That's an idea. It's Little Cross final.
Yes, and her dad comes to watch.
I was like, why am I crying? The way that that they do that, like kind of like that zoom where the background goes different things, and he's like crying because he.
This was such a queer zoom.
Well, I was a bit like, is he looking at her thinking she looks just like a? I don't want to sexualize it, but.
It's not that. I refuse for this to be sexualised. This is just him being like, oh, you look like your mum, and my wife is dead, and you will be also sad about this. This is a moment. We're all related. The circle of life.
I see. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
And then
He didn't say it, but that's what I got from the Zoom.
And they're kind of like, why did you tell me that this is the school that my mom went to? And he was like, you have to work it out for yourself, like you're fucking Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, maybe he's just like, oh, did you not put 2 and 2 together?
She can't read. Then they do a very cringy, culturally appropriative hacker. Is it called a hacker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unclear why.
Weird.
And it's unclear whether it's happening at the same time as the match that we also see. Was it a distraction
no wonder the other
technique?
team are winning. You're having a dance break.
But eventually, Drippy...
They win because not Juno, well yes it's Juno, but Drippy trips up.
Is she called Juno? Juno Temple?
Yeah.
What else is she in?
I don't
St.
know,
Trinian's.
but I did Google her because, she's in St. Trinian's playing the same character. And I was like, oh man, she seems really cool and unusual. I bet she, came up from, drama school and she's, an underdog and she's been cast in all these... Nah, her dad's a famous director.
I love that you think that someone who went to drama school is an underdog.
No, yeah, I know. I don't know. Do you know what I mean, though? The person who, despite all odds, they get into drama school and... I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I just saw her hair and when she's not conventionally what actresses look like.
She hasn't straightened it.
Yeah, she's got frizz. she's an underdog.
Representation matters.
I mean, need I remind you that we saw Wicked with the understudy, or whatever it's called, understudy of Elphaba,
alternate,
who cannot be the regular Elphaba because she's slightly too chunky, by which I mean she's a size 10. And she was incredible.
She was
great. Anyway, that's my rant about the industry.
Drippy scores the goal. They win.
Yeah.
Finn.
Oh,
but like a little mid-credit scene, the lesbians throw a pheasant at Harriet as she's being expelled.
Yeah. And then there's another mid-credit scene where they go, fuck you, Ruby. I thought they'd already done that, but...
yeah. I
did it again.
Clocked out by then.
It's fine. I figured it was something that would have lots of scenes in the credits.
So...
Yes.
Any
First
queer
time
moments?
for you.
First time for me.
Yeah. Do you enjoy yourself? Have a good time?
I actually did.
It's really fun, isn't it? Like, it's questionable in some moments, but yeah, it's fun.
Like, it's not... I don't know why... It's got a 41% Rotten Tomatoes rating or whatever, which I think is unnecessary. I think it's a bit hard. I don't know why you would go into this expecting, like...
I'm not saying young
fences.
girls should watch this and take inspiration from any of it. I'm not saying it's great cinema. I'm not even saying it's good. It's just a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. Watch it for Shirley Henderson and Nick Frost and Natasha Richardson's final on-screen film role.
Wait. I've just clocked that will have been her final on-screen film.
Mm-hmm. She didn't have a voice credit after she died, but...
What a film to go out on. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, is it camp?
I don't know. There's
Not hugely.
queerness in the lesbians.
The lesbians, yes.
And Nick Frost.
And the fact that there's a teacher who is a woman. You know.
Yeah.
Queer.
Yeah. I'm
Yes,
guessing...
cat.
Matrons.
She's Miss Honey.
Matrons queer.
Matron's queer because of the mufti joke, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Mufti.
Also, Shirley Henderson, I don't think she is queer, but she gives me queer vibes.
She's got big queer energy.
Yeah.
Since she was that Paven
Say
slut.
that. Do we just mean she's a bit weird?
She's got an interesting voice.
Yeah. She's angular. Is that what we mean?
I think we might... Moaning Myrtle's queer.
Didn't she spend like half the film checking out Harry?
Bisexual people exist, Caitlin.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if you know this.
Also, she has a very, like, Rebecca Bunch girl crush vibe with the mermaid and the... Sorry, I listened to a bit in Harry Potter recently. Didn't buy it, crucially. Sorry, I will not support. It was already in the Audible library. I do not support JK.
Well, I'm currently doing a Harry Potter jigsaw, but I got it from a charity shop, so I'm hoping that...
Lovely. Yes.
Charity shop. Charity shop queens.
I feel like... I saw a tweet the other day about how, like, in this whole pandemic, people have been, like, returning to their, like, old childhood things. And that was definitely the case for me, re-listening to all the... Well, not all the Harry Potters, but the ones I already had downloaded in Audible. And I really am getting... I really want to watch the films, but I can't find a way. And I'm sure there's somewhere I could stream it, but... I don't know.
I got it on DVD.
Oh my god, yeah. Do I have a DVD player? My laptop doesn't take DVDs anymore.
Oh no. I think we are going to have to watch the first one for this
at some point,
eventually.
yeah.
Listeners, do get in touch. Let us know if...
Yeah, let us know what you think, because obviously we're not going to, like, support
if you think that's
JK.
a trash move.
Yeah. But we
then
also
we
have
won't
had
do
so
it.
many people, when we first started this podcast, be like, you have to watch it, you have to watch it.
It is a big part of our childhoods.
Yeah. So many people have been telling me which is the queerest one. Well, not have recently, but when it... So people are like, you gotta watch Harry Potter. Some people are like, you must watch the third Harry Potter. It's the queerest Harry Potter. I think that just means it's a little bit darker than the first two.
All them animals are gay for each other as well in that third one.
Also, what's it called? Awoo!
Dementor.
Werewolf.
Werewolf.
Werewolf. That werewolf is the scariest thing I've ever seen. Like, that gave me
It is
nightmares for
unpleasant.
months.
Horrid.
Horrible. Yeah. But yeah, let us
Anyway,
know what you think. We don't want to betray any queer trust.
Yes. If you want, like, get in touch with us, at Queers Gone By on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me at Kate Butch 1 on all the socials.
And you can find me at Caitlin Powell on Instagram and at Caitlin PWLL on Twitter.
You can leave a review, you can rate it, tell a friend.
Subscribe,
share with people, do all that. You can visit patreon.com/queers for even more bonus nonsense.
There'll be a lot of bonus nonsense coming up in October.
Because we may be in the same room soon after 6 months.
Oh my god, going to be so weird.
We have next week another back to school themed review for you. I'm very excited. Very excited. So do obviously subscribe to that. Yeah. And you'll find out when it's released. It's on Throwback Thursgay. So we shall see you next time.
Bye.
Who are we?
Infuriating.